Hello everyone, I'm going to make a little comparison between Captain America comic books and the movies for those who don't like reading comic books. I need to make a disclaimer, this video has lots of spoilers in it, so if you didn't watch Captain America movies, don't watch this. Let's get started. The first thing I'll look at is the Captain America himself, and Chris Evans already looks a lot like the comic book Steve Rogers. In the beginning, he is an artist that joins the war in both comic books and the movies. His character in the movies is very similar to the comic books. He's very compassionate and he always wants to do the right thing. He goes through the same super soldier transformation and it's never repeated again in the comic books as well. However, the biggest difference is that the movie Captain America was a performer in United Service Organization shows for a while before seeing actual combat, when that's not the case in the comics. The first costume we see in the comics is pretty similar to the one he wears in the United Service Organization shows. This is his original costume in the comics and it's when he has the triangular shield. This shield is later changed to its current circular design by Jack Kirby. His second costume is inspired by the costume he wore in World War II in the comics, and his final costume seems to be a version of his Ultimates costume. The major difference about Peggy Carter is the fact that Peggy is an American in the comics and British in the movies. In the comics, Peggy is Steve's girlfriend during the war, and Steve dates her sister after being unfrozen. However, in the movies, Peggy knows Steve before the Project Rebirth, and she's more like a partner during that whole experience, which isn't very similar to the comics. In the comics, Bucky was more like a sidekick of Captain America, and he was created because sidekicks started getting very popular at that time. Near the end of the war, Steve and Bucky went against Baron Zemo. While trying to stop his airplane, Steve got thrown to the water after an explosion, and Bucky sacrificed his life. He didn't die, and he was frozen in the icy waters of North Pole. He was found by the Soviet Union and brainwashed to be the Winter Soldier until Captain brought him to the good side. In the movies, he is more like a childhood friend of Captain instead of his sidekick, and his so-called death was caused by Hydra blasting the train he and Captain were in. Later, he was found by Hydra and turned into Winter Soldier. Even though there are some parallels, his fate is very different in the comics than the movies. Red Skull of the comic book was a bellhop of Hitler, and later Hitler took him under his wing. After he turned him to the perfect right-hand Nazi, Hitler gave him a Red Skull mask and made him the head of terrorist activities. Red Skull didn't have any superpowers unlike its movie version. He was eventually defeated by Captain, buried under a pile of rubble. But he remained alive for decades and continued his war against Captain America. Skull died years later, but Zola transferred his mind to an evil clone of a Captain America, and he transported from body to body in time. In the movies, Red Skull is the head of the terrorist organization Hydra. He injects himself with an untested version of the serum, and it gives him powers but leaves him with a red face that resembles a skull. In the end of First Avenger, we saw that he got vaporized by the Tesseract, but it was released in Infinity War that he was transported to the planet Vormir, where he became the guardian of the Soul Stone. So his fate in the movies is very different than the comics. As for Hydra in the comics, Hydra is an evil terrorist group totally unrelated to Red Skull or Nazis, while it's led by Red Skull and the Nazi party in the movies. Also in the movies, they are technologically very advanced because of the discovery of Cosmic Cube, and that's not the case in the comics. They also resurrected characters like Spider-Man and Wolverine and turned them into evil in the comics. In the comics, Dr. Zola was a biochemist and he found out a way to transport one's mental essence into a cloned brain. In fact, he put his own mental essence to a robot body to live through the decades. In the movies, Zola helps Red Skull in harnessing the power of the Cosmic Cube to create new weapons for Hydra's armies. And in Captain America Winter Soldier, we see that he uploaded his consciousness into a supercomputer before his physical death. He also revealed that he rebuilt Hydra inside S.H.I.E.L.D. to finish off what Red Skull started. He then died in the explosion. In the comics, many cosmic cubes exist. Different organizations and civilizations develop their own cosmic cubes in time, and they all have unique powers. Additionally, they have the feature of taking the personality traits of their owners. So they are more like beings than objects, and they have personality traits that they pass down from previous users. However, in the movies, we only know one cosmic cube. It was found in Asgard in Odin's treasure room, and we don't know how it got there. It's been used by Red Skull and Zola to equip Hydra soldiers with technology and weapons. Here are some of the differences between Captain America comic books and Captain America movies. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!